Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. Today we're going to dive into a fascinating story that perfectly illustrates something, well, pretty much all of us struggle with at some point: time management. We often look at successful people and wonder, did they just have some secret advantage? Or maybe they just got lucky. But what if the secret isn't luck at all? What if the whole shebang just comes down to the tiny, seemingly insignificant choices we make every single day? In this explainer, we're going to break down a really powerful narrative that shows exactly how our daily habits, and absolutely not random chance, are what actually shape our success. All right, let's dive right into this. Think about this for a second. If two people have the exact same amount of time, why do their paths diverge so wildly? I mean, we literally all get the same 24 hours in a day, right? Yet the outcomes we produce couldn't be more different. This is the central question we're exploring today, and we're going to answer it by looking at a profound, real-life parable of two brothers who start from the exact same place with the exact same resources, but end up in entirely different worlds. So, let's kick things off with part one. Meet Sonu and Monu. What's super fascinating here is the immediate, stark contrast in how they behave. Sonu and Monu are the twin sons of Mohit and Seema, and because they're twins, they share the exact same face. But on the inside, oh man, completely opposite mindsets. Just picture this, Sunday morning. Sonu wakes up early, takes a bath, and immediately sits outside on the couch to study. He's got a Hindi class test the next day and an English project due in 2 days. He's proactively tackling his responsibilities. That is textbook delayed gratification. Meanwhile, Monu also wakes up early, but instead of preparing for the week, nope, he grabs his bat and ball, goes out to play with his friends, and comes back completely drenched in sweat, demanding that his mother, Seema, serve him breakfast immediately before he's even washed up. Naturally, his mother tells him to go bathe first and study, but Monu just complains. He drops this classic line, "I still have the whole day to study." And wow, doesn't that just hit the nail on the head? It perfectly highlights this universal psychological trap we all fall into, the illusion of endless time. Because it's morning, Monu feels like he has an infinite runway. He even complains that on his 1 day off a week, he isn't allowed to rest in peace, clearly favoring instant gratification over long-term prep. But his father, Mohit, steps in with a crucial warning. He tells Monu that those who don't work on time will always have to repent later. Mohit explains that absolutely everything, whether it's work, eating, or playing sports, should be done on its proper schedule if you actually want to move ahead in life. That brings us right to part two, A Tale of Two Sundays. Let's look at how these choices actually play out. Notice the incredible compounding effect of their choices over the course of a single day off. It's like watching a train wreck in slow motion. In the morning, while Sonu is steadily studying his Hindi, Monu is outside playing bat and ball. As we move into the afternoon, Sonu finishes his Hindi prep and starts making his English project. And what's Monu doing? He's sitting in front of the TV, chasing that easy dopamine by watching what the source calls the idiot box, while his friends literally wait for him outside. Finally, by the evening, the divergence is total. Sonu's preparations are entirely complete. He's relaxed, he's ready. Monu, on the other hand, comes strolling in with his bat, still unbathed, having roamed around all day without studying a single word. Okay, moving right along to part three, the procrastination trap. Because delaying work isn't just about what Monu does, it's about the stories he tells himself. When warned by his mother that his marks will inevitably drop, Monu just brushes it off, claiming, "I will study in the evening. The test is not today, but tomorrow." He boldly states he'll easily get the English project done too. He's postponing all his work for a magical tomorrow that, let's be real, never actually arrives. And here's the kicker, the part that's truly wild. Monu tells his mom that as far as marks are concerned, it's really just up to luck whether they're good or bad. He has completely divorced his own actions from his future results, falling into the classic cognitive trap of blaming external factors just to protect his own ego. But, Sunday eventually ends. Which brings us to part four, facing the consequences. Because Monday always arrives. And here's the inevitable outcome, reality hitting hard. Sonu, who put in the steady work and practiced delayed gratification all throughout his Sunday, reaps the rewards with very high test marks. Monu, who chased instant gratification all weekend, comes home with incredibly low marks, what his deeply disappointed father calls dirty numbers in Hindi, alongside a completely unfinished English project. The data here is crystal clear. The effort you input directly correlates to the output you receive. No way around it. But hey, the low marks are just the beginning of the nightmare. Bad time management creates this massive, cascading domino effect of negative consequences. First, Monu gets a severe uprating from his teacher at school right in front of his peers.
Then he comes home and is heavily reprimanded by his mother, who points out how embarrassing it is to lag behind his twin brother. Finally, he faces the ultimate scolding from his dad, who honestly just had high expectations for him. Manu's choice to delay his responsibilities didn't buy him freedom. It literally just bought him stress, embarrassment, and conflict with every single authority figure in his life.
So, how do we fix this? Let's look at part 5, making your own luck. This is the absolute core of today's explainer. Faced with all these consequences, how does Monu react? He complains. He says, "What should I do? My luck is going bad." I mean, it's incredibly relatable, right? When things go wrong, human nature pushes us to shift the blame to some external force. But guys, this is the ultimate trap. Monu is confusing a total lack of discipline with a lack of luck. He wants to believe the universe is against him rather than accepting that his own choices on Sunday directly caused his pain on Monday. So the crucial turning point here is how his father Mohit responds. He doesn't just yell. He lovingly but firmly breaks down the reality of the situation. On one side, you've got the procrastinator, the person who keeps postponing work for tomorrow, relies entirely on luck, and as a result can never progress in life. On the other side, you have the time manager, like Sonu, who utilizes time properly, takes immediate action, and as a result stays high in everyone's eyes. Mohit points right at Sonu as living proof. They both got the exact same leave on Sunday, but Sonu utilized the time properly and the result is right there in front of them.
And then Mohit delivers this absolute mic drop of a line. We are taught to make our own luck. This beautifully simple thesis is the ultimate takeaway of our entire analysis today. Luck isn't some magical, invisible force that randomly chooses winners and losers. Luck is manufactured. It's the direct result of how you manage your present moments. When you prepare, when you utilize your time properly, you place yourself in a position where good things naturally happen to you. You build your own luck brick by brick, hour by hour.
So Monu finally gets it, promising to follow a proper schedule and make his parents proud, just like Sonu. But the real question is for us, isn't it? Will you sit around and wait for good luck, or will you use your time today to create it? Let's be honest, we all have a little bit of Monu inside of us, wanting to put things off until a tomorrow that never comes. But we also have the capacity to be like Sonu, taking charge of our 24 hours. The next time you find yourself with a free afternoon, just remember that the choices you make right now are actively writing the reality you'll live in tomorrow. So, what kind of luck are you going to build today?